Hey, welcome in everybody. Thank you for joining us on this What Sold video. Before we get started on what actually sold within the last 24 hours, we'll just talk about really quickly. The new podcast is launching and it's Rocket City Reseller presents Launchpad. Whether you've been selling for 20 minutes or 20 years, we're sure there'll be something that will be able to be learned from that, and also be sharing information, how to grow your business coming into 2026. It's all about growth and grabbing the proverbial bag, if you will. So come join us on Launchpad. We'll be happy to talk all things reselling. And if you can't watch on YouTube, don't worry, because we got you on Spotify. We'll put the links in the description for Spotify once that gets up and running. So you can go back and listen to it if you missed that episode. We'll catch you right up. So let's go ahead and get into the video. And we're going to be pulling some plush. If you're new here, we are niched down just to solely the plush for eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy, and whatnot. Did I forget one? Yeah, Depop. Did I say Depop? But so we'll go ahead and over what's sold, what is sought after, and some of the ins and outs of reselling as we go along. Here we go. Our first plushie for the pull video would be this Auburn Tigers cheerleader. And that cheerleader teddy bear by Plushland sold in 4+ months. I guess Go Tigers? Is that right? I don't know. War Eagle. That's it. Don't come at me in the comments. War Eagle. It's over $25. Probably paid not even $1 for this guy. But sports team plush will always be picked up regardless of it's a teddy bear, raccoon, whatever you want. So be sure to look out for sports teams. People are fanatics. On to the next. I better get my stuff together because my son actually got accepted to, I'm not sure if he's willing to go there or not yet. It'll be who gives him the most scholarships. But so far, Alabama, Roll Tide, and also Auburn, both early acceptance. So congratulations to our son. And we'll see where he goes. I'll probably be announcing that sometime in March. So be on the lookout for that. And I can't be more proud, so I better get my War Eagles and my Roll Tides to straighten out. We're going to be pulling the next one. It looks like a Bible from 1986. Sold on Etsy 7+ months. Sold for $75. What a great sale. So we'll go ahead and get that pulled and be right back. Here he is in all his plushy glory. He's an old gentleman. Really good shape for his age, 86. So he is fantastic. So $75 on Etsy in 7 months. We appreciate you guys watching the video. Like and subscribe. We appreciate all the subscribes. We're up to the 135, I think, now, so can't say enough. Thank you so much. Let's get on to the next one. Yeah, this next one is a childhood favorite, Tom and Jerry. This is a repop by Warner Brothers, but nonetheless still fantastic. Just real quick, some housekeeping. We made $571.55 in a 24-hour period. Things are starting to slow down from the holidays, so we're starting to get back to some normal level of sales. If you recall, we were averaging anywhere from $700 to $1,400 with a couple of outliers where we were over $3,000 in sales per day. So a lot of success in the fourth quarter. Now that we're starting to slow down, we're going to start doing inventory as well. So if you like that type of thing, you want to see how we tackle that with over 8,000 listings, you're going to want to check out the channel. So stay tuned for that. This guy again sold for, Tom and Jerry sold for $20.01 by offer of Nifty. If you're not using Nifty, you need to check it out. It's scaled up our business tremendously. And I'll put a link here for you. Nifty, if you want to save $15 off your first month, code Rocket City. Be sure to do some sort of inventory if you're going to scale this year, regardless of what you use. And again, this was eBay, $20 in 7 months. On to the next. We are back. Next sale was actually a Christmas plush that sold, and it is well after Christmas. Christmas can sell all year long, so don't be that person that waits to, or leaves it in their death pile and waits the actual season to list. Make sure you're listing it as you get things that are great. People will buy them, and then will buy them early or late. So stuff sells like bathing suits, even though it's winter. They still sell because it's tropical somewhere. Good example of this plush selling was $30 sale on Etsy for this Max and Grinch ornament style plush. So that's going off to its new home again. $29.99 sold in a month, or probably less than that actually, and sold in Etsy. On to the next one. Get that holiday up regardless. Oh, Valentine's Day. We're already selling stuff. We'll get there in a minute, but get that stuff listed. Not a sale, but I'm out here pulling stuff and HQ called, aka my wife, and wanted me to pull this troll plush puppet. She has a book for one of her shows. If you're not following Fiona's Finds on Whatnot, I'll go ahead and put a link here. If you want to come in and she does books and plush together. So that way you have a story buddy while you're reading to your child. So if you're into that type of thing, be sure to check out my wife Fiona's Finds on Whatnot. And so we'll go to pull this for her. Not a sale, but I just wanted to mention how great is this? So he'll be getting sold on Whatnot. And so check her out and on to the next. We are leaving the shed area. If you're new here, we do share this area with some personal lawn equipment and other tools. Hopefully this coming year, we'll be able to clean this up and get some more stuff in here as we wait for our warehouse project funding. We're going to see more of us on all the reselling channels and also on Whatnot, etc. So this year we're looking to scale and grow, like you should be doing too. And if you're not scaling and growing and you need advice on how to do that, check out the podcast. Come along for the journey. We're going to accelerate your business. And we're on to the garage. We are done in the shed. And we have some more plush to pull for my wife's Whatnot show. So again, be sure to check that out. We'll get you back in the garage. So, although not a what sold, part of the task for my wife that she gave me was to pull some stuff for her show, her coming show words. So, the point of me stopping here is the actual item's not in here. And it's important to talk about the good and the bad and the indifferent because we want to make sure that we're being as transparent as possible. Do your inventories, the narrative here. Be sure that you're checking, double checking. Human error is a thing. I don't think it's any one particular thing's fault. It's just sometimes when you're at scale like this, perspective, right? It can get that way quickly. So just we'll be doing inventory here in a couple days and it'll take about 6 weeks likely to do that because we have so many items. And so I just wanted to stop here and give that PSA because it's important to think about those things as you're scaling your business. Apologize for the light in here, guys. It is nighttime, and what better time to do a video for YouTube, right? Probably not, but this is real. You got to do things when you have time. And this Scholastic Clifford, the big red dog, was $23, sold by offer of Nifty. Thank you again, Nifty. And Nifty we made $111 by offers. So it is $89.99 a month. And if you're watching these videos, these are out of order probably. But we've already well paid for the first 3 months of the year. And we're only in the day 4 of the year. So think about that for a second. If you're struggling to find the cause for paying for Nifty, that's my last promotion for that. But this is the Clifford, the red dog. He didn't sell for as much as I thought he would. And he's an older one too, so not exactly sure why that was. Maybe it's just it was sitting for a while and Nifty will continue to lower the price if you set it that way. And I think I do set it that way just to keep things moving. So in this case, it does sell and it will do the work for you. So we'll go ahead and get this one pulled and off to your new home, buddy. Again, $23 on Etsy in 4 months. Appreciate you for watching the video. We're going to pull another item while we're here, see if we can find it. Remember our mission, our side quest for the wife was to pull some stuff for her show. So there's a llama and a mouse in here. And we're going to try to see if we can do that in real time. See if we can get her show up and run a llama and a mouse. Llama, pajamas. There it is right there. And a mouse. Let's see if we can find a mouse. It wasn't very descriptive. So let's see what we can do. We don't want to fail. Well, we might have to ask probing questions because I'm not exactly seeing a mouse. So we'll have to get back to her on that one and see what she means by mouse. But we got at least half the mission done. So again, make sure you're following Fiona's Finds on Whatnot. And, I guess we'll go ahead and double check. But we also are going to be looking at next a Philips Avant Ultra Soft Snuggle Pacifier Holder. More to come on that, and I'll give you a little bit of a breakdown on what those look like, and also, should you still be picking them up? Good question. All right, so we'll be right back with it. Here's that pasty holder. So why I decided to pick this up was comfort items like this sometimes can be really important for a child. So that's why we usually pick these up. You have to be careful, though, because you need to check to make sure that there's no recalls on this type of thing before you do sell it. Liabilities are not a thing. So if you're not under an LLC and you grow to a certain point, get your tax advisor's advice, CPA or whatever. If you get to a certain point in your sole proprietorship, which is what we are, this year will be the determining factor if we do LLC. We're making enough now where it might make sense. But anyways, back to this guy. He sold for not a lot. I think it was an offer. And let's see here. He was, let's see, 178, $6.26, probably not even 2 cents into it. It's very light. You buy these things at weight. So when they do sell all the time. So use your better judgment. If they don't take a lot of space. So something like this, you could just set it and forget it like a crock pot. So anyways, that's enough about that. I just wanted to point out a few things about this type of item for you so that you can make a better choice. All right, on to next. Back at it again. Here we are, looking for this guy. Wow, that was easy. So, I like them when they're easy. This periwinkle plush, sold on Etsy, and it sold for $19.99. Took a while to sell, and it might have something to do with the tag missing. This one took about 3 months. Usually, it's hard to find periwinkle, quite honestly. So if you find the supporting casting characters of shows, a lot of times they are the harder to find plush, and they do sell better and for more than the main characters, which is often the case. So just some reselling wisdom for you that might help you make your choice when you're out and about. If you see a lot of something, there's an indicator, right? It's a market signal. And Rebel the Reseller's husband, Robert, mentioned this in one of his videos. If you're not following Rebel the Reseller, make sure you drop them a follow. Great information. They are also plush and toy sellers. So if you see a lot of something, that means that it was popular. It's not a bad thing. It just means that there's a lot of it, and they're either growing out of it or they're moving on to other items. So should you pick it up? That is a question. You should make sure you comp your stuff, see what it's selling for, see how fast it's selling for, the sell-through rate. If you're not familiar with the sell-through rate, we'll be talking about that type of thing on the podcast. So check it out and get more information about that. And so this guy's going out to its new home, Periwinkle, and he is super fantastic. Pick him up all day long if you see him out there. All right, on to the next. Alrighty, this next one, we're selling Easter and Valentine's already, so this is your friendly reminder from Uncle Bob. Make sure that you're getting that stuff up now before it is too late. You want to make sure you get at least a week into the cycle for the algorithm to find your listing, get it out to the Google search engines and all the other things that it does behind the scenes. Don't wait till the last second. Even though you still can't sell it last second, really shouldn't be doing that. And I'm bad about it too. So accountability partners and doing better this year in 2026. Easter and Valentine's Day. This guy sold for $14.38. Took about 8 months. It sold on eBay. He is vintage. His tag is not in the best condition in the world, but he does have it. So Threads. I think it's a Gund product. Yeah, Threads by Gund. So if you see this guy out and about, would I grab him again? Probably. Unique. I never saw one before, which is why I grabbed it. This time of year, anything bunny related will likely sell and sell fast. So get that bunny stuff up. And also Valentine's. Love is in the air. Don't make me start singing. All right, get listing or else I'll start singing. Okay, this next sale sold for $15.62. It is a bundle of Coca-Cola bears, and these are, I believe, vintage. They are missing their tag that was indicated. Buyer didn't mind. They only paid $15.62 on eBay. It took about 8 months. I'm oftentimes asked what my favorite thing to resell is, and I would say probably plush and toys. We didn't have a lot of that growing up, but we did have a lot of other things, but not a lot of toys. So why I mentioned that is be passionate about what you sell, and I'm passionate because I want to bring toys in a recyclability, reduce, reuse, recycle, get this stuff out of the landfills into someone's home because someone's going to love this. And they're a fan of Coca-Cola like me. And so my favorite thing to sell, plush and toys. My favorite items to sell within that category, Coca-Cola is definitely on the top of the list. It is one of my favorite. So now you know, a little bit of a sneak peek into why I like plush and toys. All right, on to the next one. This next one's a Lambs and Ivy monkey. Lambs and Ivy, if you're not tracking that brand, is a very nice plush brand. Doesn't do as well as it probably should, honestly. This is probably on the same level as a Jellycat or a Mary Meyer, in my opinion, in quality of toy. But Lambs and Ivy is one of those brands that are a higher level plush. You oftentimes see this at niche down stores and novelty and gift shops for that type of decor and home decor. So be sure to check out Lambs and Ivy. Make sure you're comping your stuff. This one sold for $18.42 by offer. Sold in about 6 months. And yeah, sold on eBay. So Lambs and Ivy can sell. Do your comps and your research, obviously. Some sell better than others. So yeah, be on the lookout for Lambs and Ivy. On to the next one. And I'll probably have an interesting story on this next one about our recent trip to the Goodwill bins. So hang on tight for that. Okay, story time. So 218, we are looking for Fisher-Price Blue Elephant Rattle. So while we look for that, recently went to the Goodwill outlet bins yesterday, and ran into this gentleman at the Berry Hill location there in Nashville, and tried to explain reselling to him. He actually came to our cart and was asking us why we had so many plushies, and we're looking for Fisher-Price Blue Elephant. And so I was there with Tennessee Treasures and Tiny Toys, and another reseller that's not on YouTube. His name is Salam. He sells at the Nashville Flea Market. Here's that Fisher-Price plush rattle that we were looking for. This one sold for $12 on eBay in 6 months. So anyways, we were all there, and this gentleman was just like, he did not understand. Like, I don't see, how do you do this? Shipping must be terrible. We're like, well, we don't pay for the shipping. The buyer does. You're telling me that the buyer's going to pay $5 for this? And he held up this book. So let's pretend this is the book. $5 in shipping just to get this book. I said, yeah, actually. I said, you know, people sell stuff on Amazon all the time. What's your value worth? If you can't find it anywhere else, you're going to come to eBay and you're going to pay the price to get it shipped to you. That's just the way our world works. Brick and mortars are no longer really a thing. They're starting to go away even more and more. And yeah, just could not fathom the reason why anybody would do that. So it's been a good 20, 30 minutes while we were waiting for the rotation to come through to try to explain the value in reselling and, you know, how lucrative that could be. He was shocked by the numbers, like most people are. We've been always transparent about that. Anyways, this is getting long-winded. I don't want to lose you guys, but basically, you know, trying to make him understand what we do was a tough one. So if you're struggling with getting people to understand what you're doing in your personal life or in your business, be sure to check out the podcast and also Whatnot. We're going to be doing a reseller like Q&A. We'll give you tips and tricks on how to deal with folks like that and how to make them maybe see your side of the your point of view in reselling and why that is just as important as any other job you could potentially be doing and the value that it's added. This one's probably a comfort item for a child. It's going to its new home, and that's important too, not just all the other things that everybody else thinks is important. So that's the story that happened recently at the Goodwill bins in Nashville, Tennessee. On to the next one. Okay, so part of our side quest, this is not a sale, was to, if you recall, pull things for the wax. Headquarters called in and wants us to pull these baby Christmas Minnie and Mickeys. So I'm surprised I found it so quickly. So not a sale, but we'll be coming to Whatnot, and check us out on Whatnot for a great deal on a great toy. And it looks like this one's going to be with a book. Exciting. So on to the next. Okay, 264 Disney Parks Bruce Finding Nemo plush sold for $25.20 by offer on eBay. And recently, I was telling you guys I was at the Goodwill outlet store bins. If you're not familiar with that, Goodwill stores will take their items when they don't sell it, send them to a centralized location considered an outlet or bins. And basically, they go into a bin. Big blue. If you're not familiar, watch one of the videos of us thrifting. at the outlets, and you'll get a better sense of what that looks like. But anyways, the point of the conversation was I was talking to Tiny Toys, and she was like, "Bob, you should get shelves for your totes. Be so much more, easy to get to." And I was like, "You're definitely right, Tiny. You're definitely right." And Tiny, shout out to you. Not following Tiny Toys on whatnot. Make sure you do. But I said I need the space more than I need the convenience, which to me was like aha moment. Made my point, I think, because we have so many items that space is a premium. And if we did have shelves in here at one point, we just couldn't fit as many items. So to scale, what we chose to do is take the convenience out of the pulling in for the space. So it was a trade. So more items, more profit, scalability, etc. So once we have our warehouse, we'll rethink what that looks like. But for now, this guy sold for. So Tiny Toys, thank you for your question, and hopefully that helps somebody else. Convenience worth what's that worth to you? This one sold for $25.20 on eBay, and on to the next. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. We did it again, guys. We allowed this to become a hangout for different items. And in my defense, we were on vacation and away for a week. So Disney Dream Vacation powered by Reselling. We can't appreciate and thank people enough for buying from us and supporting us along the way to make that happen. So thank you if you were a part of that journey. If you want to be that person as well, check us out on the podcast again. Launchpad, January 5th, 8 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to get that going and scale your business and ours at the same time. But anyways, we let this get ahead of us again. So we're going to do probably another video of me rearranging some stuff to get all this cardboard put away. Got boxes and stuff. If you want to get tips on how to get some free Ground Advantage boxes, hit me up either in the comments or check out any of my socials and we'll talk about it. So, I'll just say I need that tote and I can't get to it, so I need to move some stuff. But I wanted to shame publicly myself because we're better than this, right? So let's do better this year. This guy, T.Y. Boggs, vintage character. He is 2005. We sell and 44% growth in beanie searches within the last, I think, 40 days or 90 days on eBay. So if you're not tracking beanie plushes, that just happened. So I posted it recently in our Resellers Refuge Facebook group. It's a private reselling group. If you want to be a part of that, hit us up on Facebook, Resellers Refuge. And this guy sold for Boggs. $289. He was $45 by offer on Etsy. And can't say enough about that. And also, how great is he? We sold him probably 4 times last year. So whenever we find him, we definitely pick him up. He's been well loved, but they're harder and harder to find. So make sure you're getting your beanie plush, not beanie babies. Don't fall into that trap. I didn't say that. Beanie plush. Okay. Weighted, beans in the feet and in the butt. Those are the guys you want. All right. On to the next. Okay, so we're just about done in this area. We only go out to about 307. So if you're new here and you're following along, we have about, I think we are up to 345 totes. Might have that number off, of 105 quart totes full of plush and sundries. So we are definitely scaled up and niche down in regards to toys. And we just got out of fourth quarter, our biggest time of the year. And we did really well this year and can't say thank you enough. So we're going to end up wrapping this one up. I just want to remind you guys, if you can't be good at it. And we'll get you on the next video. But before I go, words of encouragement. I want you to be able to list at least 5 items a day, okay? This is my challenge, my personal challenge to you. At least 5 items a day. And if you have one day that's better than others for listing, draft your items. So basically create drafts wherever you want to do that, whatever means you're selling on. Create your drafts. Hold on to those. When you can't list 5 a day, go into your drafts, pick the items you want, list them. It'll take you 5-10 minutes to do that. So be encouraged. There are ways forward. Okay, we'll catch you on the next video. Remember, $571 in 24 hours. How much would that help you in your personal life? You can do it too. I believe in you guys. All right, on to the next video. Let's go. Catch you then.